Here is a Marantz model 2060M tuner. This is one of the later models when Marantz started doing some cost cutting, so this is not nearly as good as some of the earlier models. As we take a look inside, there is not a lot going on, and we do have this beautiful pressed wood bottom panel. I got this at the dump. It was not the typical dump find though. I didn't pull this out of a container. I actually got this out of somebody's car. He was going to throw it away, and I stepped in and asked if I could have it. I also got the matching amplifier along with this. This tuner, I replaced the permanently attached audio cord right there because some genius had cut that off. Strangely, this it does have a permanently attached audio cord, but the mains connection is socketed. That's a bit strange. Normally it's the other way around. Permanently attached mains cord and some RCA jacks for the audio. I also removed some potentially conductive circuit glue from underneath. Now there is still some left right there, but I made sure that this is not going to short out anything. And then there is some more left right there, which still seems to be good because it's not crumbling, it's not coming off, and I don't want to use any brute force to get it out, so it'll stay. And then the other thing that I had to do was to replace the lights in this. There is a light bulb lighting up the dial pointer, and there is another light bulb lighting up these 2 meters. Both of these lights were burned out. On the amplifier, there is a similar setup where some output power meters are mounted in that position. And on the amplifier, the light bulb is still fine, and that's how I know that the original lights in this were really, really dim. On the amplifier, just normal ambient lighting is enough to completely drown out that light bulb in there. You just can't see that there even is a light. So I decided to modify this a little bit, and the light bulbs in here ran of 8 volts AC, and for that purpose I found these in my parts bin. These are some 8-volt LED fuse lamp for classic stereo receivers, warm white. I took one of these lamps and I unsoldered the 2 end caps and freed up this strip of circuit board. Oops, there went that. And I was able to attach some wires to that piece of circuit board and soldered it into the existing circuit board that originally the light bulb was soldered into. And this really just required some very minimal modifications. I had to remove a piece of cardboard that sat in there. I'm not entirely sure what the original purpose of this was. I think it was to shield the light shining out towards the front. Doesn't make any sense though, because the window in the front doesn't actually extend that high, so you would not have seen any light shining out to the front anyways. Now with this, of course, the LEDs are all shining downwards, so it's not an issue anymore. Looking at the back of the 2 meters, the light bulb for those was originally mounted in this little cutout using a rubber grommet. This piece of metal used to stand straight up, so the light bulb would shine light out towards the front. So I modified this. I bent down the original holder, and I found this piece of circuit board that had one of these light holders or fuse holders mounted to it. And as you can see, this circuit board extends out to the sides. So what I can just simply do is I can turn this around like so and put it onto the top of the meters. And now that's sitting in there like so, and the light is down there shining light out towards the front. So you can see the LEDs are facing to right there. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to use some double-sided tape on both ends to secure this in place. So it does remain removable. I'd say that's a pretty good solution. So what happens as we turn this around, the light, the LEDs, are shining their light out towards the front, and the light is being reflected by this panel right here back onto the meter area. So this acts as a bit of a diffuser. And here we have the Marantz tuner put back together, nicely cleaned up. If anybody has any information on this finish, I'd be very interested to know what this is supposed to be. The camera does reproduce it quite well, so it's kind of a brownish gray. I guess this is what the M in the model number stands for. I'm not sure if Marantz wanted this to look like bronze. If they did a pretty bad job, because this looks nothing like bronze. The tuning knob maybe a little bit. But anyway, now the moment you've all been waiting for. Let's turn this on and see the LED dial lights in action. There we go. The camera does make it look brighter than it actually is. So I want to get a little closer. Yeah, see this? That's how it looks in real life. It's nice and bright, but not too bright. The same thing goes for that. So I'm pretty happy with this. Oh, yeah. Of course the camera makes this look totally terrible, but trust me, it looks good. Let's test this tuner a little bit. Thankfully Marantz did their cost cutting in the right places, so while this tuner does not look very impressive anymore, it does sound very good, and it seems to get pretty good reception. I have this connected to a big omnidirectional dipole antenna mounted under the roof. So here is FM. The muting is coupled to the mono stereo selector, so if you deactivate the muting, you also deactivate the stereo. I'm not sure what that is supposed to be. Interesting. Let's switch over to AM, but you will be disappointed because we don't actually have any AM stations left here in Germany. So I do have this connected to a long piece of wire as an antenna, but we won't be able to pick up anything except for the hum of the inverters of the fluorescent lights that I have on my ceiling. Nothing. And that right there was the inverter. The clicking and crackling that you could hear there is from a nearby thunderstorm. I can kind of hear the thunder, so that's the lightning picked up by the AM radio. Anyway, I guess that's it. So, thank you for watching.